What is a solopreneur? How is it different from an entrepreneur or a freelancer? These are a few of the questions I want to explore with you today. If you've ever considered leaving your job and starting your own business, you're on track to become a solopreneur. And today we're going to dig into the reality of the solopreneur life so you know whether it's right for you. Welcome to the Solopreneur Life Podcast. My name is Kathryn Aragon. Our episode today is Solopreneur. Is this the business model for you? Take a moment right now to subscribe to the Solopreneur Life Podcast so you don't miss a single episode. I'm so excited to be here with you today to talk about one of my favorite things, and that is starting and running your own business. So let's start with the basics. What is a solopreneur? Well, if you think about it, the word solo kind of gives it away, and it's part of the root entrepreneur. So it's basically someone who plans to start their own business and run it solo. They're not planning on hiring a lot of employees. They're not trying to grow an empire per se, but they want to grow the business as big and as far as they want. Something that many times, I think a very popular way to think about it is a lifestyle business. But this is a business that's a little bit different from entrepreneurship or even freelancing. We'll talk about that in a minute. What is a solopreneur? It's someone who owns their own business. As a solopreneur, it's your show. You set the course for your business. You get to call the shots. You get to work when you want, with whomever you want, on the types of projects you choose. Because it's your business. It's really about owning your own destiny, if you think about it. But many times, the idea of solopreneur, it's like, it just feels confusing. And I don't know if it's because you've got that little French extension, entrepreneur, at the end of it or what. But a lot of times people, because they misunderstand it, they just say, okay, I'm a freelancer. Or they think more like, okay, well, I start my own business, I have to be an entrepreneur. So let's look at how being a solopreneur differs from these two other concepts that are so closely related. We'll start with the freelancer. When I started my journey, I had I think I was a freelancer or solopreneur for years before I really understood those terms. I was always building my own stuff. For a long while, I was a freelance writer. I was submitting articles to magazines and, writing press releases. I was doing freelance PR. Actually, for a while, I was inventing games as well. Never got one published, but I self-published. I actually built the game boards myself and had a ton of fun playing with them. But all of that, when I look back at those early years, I was more of a freelancer because I wasn't thinking of what I did as a business. I was thinking of it as stuff I did. And I think that's a big distinction. A freelancer operates very similarly. And a freelancer may be like I was, someone who just enjoys building stuff and wants to sell them. Many times they come at it like I have a service or, let's call it a service. I'm a copywriter and I want to sell my services to businesses. So I need clients. Where are clients? Somebody? Where are clients? That's how they're thinking. They're not thinking, okay, I'm a business. I need a business plan. I'm going to do marketing and I'm going to refine my sales skills and build my revenue. See the difference? It's a very subtle difference. The solopreneur is thinking like a boss. The freelancer is still thinking like an employee. I need clients because they pay my way. Whereas the solopreneur is thinking, I have a business, I need to build revenue. I need to build out my systems to be more efficient so we can grow, or I can grow, because that's the whole point of being a solopreneur is you call the shots, you're the boss. Now, that's very similar to the entrepreneur, isn't it? The entrepreneur is also thinking like a boss. The entrepreneur they're launching a business. They're looking for how they're going to market, build revenue, all those same things. There is a distinct difference, though. Many times entrepreneurs are looking for funding. They may be bootstrapped. They may find their own revenue. They may look for investors or other people to partner with them. They're also planning on hiring employees because they understand that what they're building is going to get out of hand really quickly if they don't. A solopreneur really does intend to do the whole thing themselves. They enjoy the challenge. And if it never grows into an international brand, that's okay. They want something that is more lifestyle oriented. I want to work this business into my life. The two are so closely integrated. An entrepreneur is building a business, and that business is separate from their personal lifestyle. In fact, that business is going to hire other people who then that's their job. So the entrepreneur and the solopreneur are both bosses, but the boss of how many people and the boss of how big of an entity. That's a big distinction, I think. I know a lot of successful freelancers, and they earn great money, and they still call themselves that. But anybody who is actually thinking like a business is probably a solopreneur or an entrepreneur. That, to me, are the three biggest distinctions among these three terms. Are you thinking like a boss, or are you thinking like an employee? And then, are you thinking revenue? And how big are you hoping to get? Are you willing to give away some ownership in order to have some investors? The solopreneur is not willing to sacrifice in that way. They like owning it. Now, that's not to say that the solopreneur is not going to grow. We'll talk in a little bit about some very successful solopreneurs who are earning, some of them may be earning 7 figures, honestly. But the key is they are the owner, and they're not really willing to give away ownership of their business. So as a solopreneur, what does that even look like? What does that mean? It's so hard to grow something you've never seen, but more than likely you have seen it. You just don't realize it. A solopreneur can sell services. The most common I think of that comes immediately to my mind is a copywriter, someone who sells the writing services. I've been doing copywriting and content marketing for 15 years as a solopreneur. And this is I sell a service. So that is my product that I sell. But I have to go and find clients. I have to go and put together my offers. I have to do marketing and other activities just like any other business. Now, I could sell physical products, and for a while I dabbled in e-commerce. It wasn't a good fit for me, but it's such an easy model because you can easily start up an e-commerce business. There are platforms that allow you to do that. Put up a shop and start selling your products. Now, you can do that with drop shipping. You could create your own products and have them delivered, sell them through Amazon even. You could sell, if you're a freelancer and you like making things, you could sell your products on a platform like Etsy. So we have services, we have physical products. You can also, and I'm just going to lump these three into one, is selling your knowledge. And that is coaching, consulting, and training. And I do a lot of this as well, and I have for the last decade. Putting together your own training or courses is a really good offshoot to either services or physical products because people need to know how to use your products, right? Or why they matter. Maybe they don't understand your services or they would like to learn how to do it themselves. Why not create a course or write a book? Well, and then coaching and consulting is instead of doing it for someone else, you just walk alongside them and help them do it. But for all of these things, it becomes a business. You actually market your services or your products. You exchange value for money. Never time for money if you can avoid it. Time for money is a dead-end road. That's a job. You want to exchange value for money. And that's essentially what you sell. You sell something that is valuable to your target audience, whoever they are. And generally, you want to figure out who they are to start with. But then what do they need? What do they want more than need? What's valuable to them? And how can you fill that desire? That's what it is to be a solopreneur. Now, is it legit? Can you really earn a living as a solopreneur? Well, I'm evidence you can. But there are some other people out there who I want to tell you about because they are inspirations to me. I'm going to start with Bob Bly because he is the reason I got into this, that I really flip-flopped from being a hobbyist and a freelancer to being a businesswoman. So my solopreneur business it grew out of a book I found at Barnes & Noble's by Bob Bly. I was stepping into, I was getting more serious about my writing. I had been doing some versions of business writing, but I really wanted to write novels in those early days. And I was looking for books on writing, and I ran across one by this guy named Robert W. Bly about earning money as a writer. And I was like, okay, I'm all in. I want to know how to make money as a writer. Because let's be honest, writing fiction, if you aren't really, really prolific, you're going to struggle to make a living with your writing. So I got that book, and up until that point, I had been, no, I'm not writing for business. I am an artist. So you hear the prima donna coming out, right? Well, that's long since gone. I have learned you cannot make money if you're a prima donna. You need to build a business. You need to think like a professional. And Bob Bly helped me make that jump because in the intro, he talked about writing fiction and how much money you're likely to make with that versus writing for business and how much money you can make with that. And it was like, ding, the light bulb going off. There's a huge difference. And he talked about how interesting it is, how strategic it is. And these were the words that caught me because I thought it would be boring. And he was telling me, not only do I make a great living, I'm never bored doing it. And I was like, okay, fine, I'll try it. I'm game. And that was my transitional moment, the moment when I laid aside that hobbyist mindset and decided, okay, if it's a business, I'm going all in. I can do this. I can figure it out. And yes, I came in totally green. I did not have a business degree. I had an English degree. I had studied psychology, not business. So just saying, guys, don't avoid the business degree. It's a good one. It's worth having. But Bob Bly is a copywriter. He is an information marketer. And between his copywriting services and the residual income he gets from that and his information marketing, he's making multiple six figures, if not seven figures. Who am I to know? But the man is earning bank. And he lives life on his terms. He's a quiet man. He works, in his home. I visualize just this quiet little corner where it's just him holed up with his writing because he loves writing. And what is the ideal business? It's taking something you love, something that makes you happy, and monetizing it. Well, not only has he done that, he's turned it into a very profitable business. Then there's Russ Henneberry. You may have heard of him as the original managing editor at Crazy Egg. Actually, he's the one who called on me and recommended me to take his place when he left Crazy Egg. So it's through Russ that I got one of my biggest breaks and began to work with a wonderful blog that to this day I'm very proud of the work I did there. But he eventually landed at Digital Marketer. And at Digital Marketer, he ran the editorial, he stepped into training and really got on the map. So when he decided to leave Digital Marketer, he started his own newsletter, The Click. So what does he do now? He went from being a freelancer or consultant, I guess. Maybe he was a solopreneur to start with, to being an employee, and now he's a solopreneur again. He publishes a newsletter, and he's a consultant with big companies. I don't know brands, but I do know he's got a handful of clients that he's got the dream life, if you think about it. He goes in, he meets with his consultants, he helps them make great decisions, teaches them things on an ongoing basis to keep them up to date and fresh, and then does his own project on the side. And between the two, he's got a very comfortable living. That's ideal, right? You decide the kinds of projects that are fascinating to you, and you monetize them. Hear the theme? Find an idea, find a need, find a desire out there. Find the gap that you can fill and monetize it. Another good example is Cynthia Barnes. I love Cynthia. I've been able to work with her at the National Association of Women Sales Professionals. She is the founder. So what is she? She is an advocate, a trainer, and she runs a membership. She is an amazing person. And at Solopreneur Life, you are going to hear from her because I love her ideas. Well, she found an idea she is passionate about. And again, she's monetizing it. She wants to help other women in sales to reach their full potential. She realizes that's not easy. So what's she doing? She created an association and a training portal where she can support them. And then there's Rebecca Tillman Young. She's an artist, and like a writer, an artist often struggles. There's the whole concept of the starving artist, right? Not Rebecca. Rebecca is making 7 figures as an artist because she started digital courses. And those digital courses are wildly successful. Now, she's not in the news on a daily basis. She's not someone you've ever heard of. She's just someone who probably lives next door to you. But she took her passion, the thing that she cares about more than anything else in the world, and she began teaching it to other people. And it caught on. And her students love her. To hear them thanking her for the work, for the transformation she's making in their lives. Now, I do want to touch on this. We often think of a transformation as something that's like big money. You know, we help people go from being homeless to being rich. That sounds like a good transformation, doesn't it? But it doesn't have to be that level of transformation. If you can make people feel good about themselves, if you can help people step into their own passion and achieve something that they maybe didn't think was possible, you have you've given them a gift. That is a real transformation. Rebecca's students go from hardly being able to draw a circle to drawing lifelike portraits that actually you can tell who they are. And many of them are really quite good because she teaches them the basics of drawing. And from there, they're able to keep growing. She teaches them ongoing skills until they're able to achieve the same level of work she can achieve. Right now, she's teaching a course on digital painting that it's just amazing. I'm watching what her students are putting out, and I'm amazed at the quality. All because she took her own passion and said, yeah, I want to share this with people. There are other people who want to do what I can do, and I can teach them. These are very real people. You probably have passed people like this at the grocery store. You've probably been to the park and you see someone with a computer, or at the coffee shop. They could actually be solopreneurs. They just got tired of working in their home office and decided to go to the coffee shop. Hopefully soon coffee shops will open back up again. But these are the kinds of people who are solopreneurs. They're just everyday people like you and me, and they are earning a very good living doing what they care about, creating a lifestyle where they work when they want, with whom they want, doing projects they love. This is what it means to be a solopreneur. Now, why do we choose it? Why is it that we call ourselves unemployable sometimes? Because once you taste this, it's hard to give it up. Well, the first is freedom.
But they'll never take our freedom!
And you get to call the shots. Again, you're the boss of your own life when you're a solopreneur. So there is that freedom. I'm going to work 10 hours today, or I'm only going to work 2 hours today. It's your choice. Now, those 2-hour days are not going to be as profitable on most days, but it's your choice. And that's the nice thing about it. If I want to take a weekday off, I can make it up on the weekend. That's my call. There are also no limits to what you can accomplish. I know a writer who says his first writing jobs, he was earning $15. Now he's earning more than $40,000 a month. I know people who would love to make $40,000 a year. He's doing quite well. And this is a young man who, again, you've probably seen him at the park playing with his wife and kids, but he's making really good money because he's sharing his knowledge with people who want to be like him. It's amazing what you can achieve. When we have a job, your employers decide how much money you can earn. They decide that there is a cap, that you can only go so far unless they decide to promote you. You can only earn so much money based on what they're willing to pay. When you own your own business, you're the boss. If you want to earn more money, you can put out a new product, raise your rates, or just go do more marketing. A little more hustle often brings in more money. So there's no income cap. There's no limit to what you can do.
I think I tried defying gravity, and you can't pull me down.
I love that. I don't like people telling me you can only go this far. You're just not quite there yet. If you would just fix this. You've heard them. Those reviews, they're bogus half the time. They're just telling you why they don't want to promote you. It's not the truth that they can't. And it's also not the truth that you don't deserve it. As a solopreneur, if you don't deserve it, you're not going to get clients. You're not going to make the sale. So it's your business to do quality work and make sure you're hireable, to make sure that you're getting the best clients. And you can go as far as you want to go. There is no income cap. You can match your salary, you can double it, you can triple it. It's all on you. Because you're the boss, right? I love that. You can also design your business around your life. Think about the job where they've told you, well, yeah, we might be able to promote you, but you've got to do X, Y, Z before we really feel like you're there. Well, you may know you're already doing X, Y, Z, but apparently they want you to work twice as hard. And you'll work twice as hard, the next review period will come around, and you still aren't, for some reason, eligible for that promotion, right? It happens all the time. But you can design your business around your life. A lifestyle business means you can grow your business and have a life. You don't have to work 12 hours a day to suit your boss and still not get that promotion. You can work 12 hours a day for a week because you've got a launch, and then back off the week after that because you just kind of need a break. I love that about the solopreneur life. You've got freedom, no limits, no income cap. You're the boss and you can design your business to suit your lifestyle. There is no better life from my perspective. But I do want to be honest. There is no easy button. This is something you do have to be strategic about. It does take work. Some people like to say, "Ooh, you have to hustle." I personally am not a hustler. I believe that you can have a steady, you can be strategic rather than putting in so much hustle and high energy. But either way, it does take some effort. It does take some work from you to step into that role as the entrepreneur. The thing of it is, though, it's all on you. If you want it, you'll do it. And if you don't, you'll go back and get a job, right? The solopreneur is and is an incredible person, in my opinion. They are someone who is willing to take full responsibility for their life, for their own future, to design their future and say, okay, that's the road I want to be on. That's where I want to be. And now I'm going to just think, okay, how can I get there? And they can make it happen. You may work solo as a solopreneur, but you should never go it alone. This is one thing I want to leave you with. As a solopreneur, you feel often like you're isolated. That's why so many people work at a coffee shop, because you're wearing all the hats. You're trying to make all the decisions, but it can be difficult at times to make those calls when it's just you. And that's one of the reasons I started the website solopreneurlife.com. It's one of the reasons I've launched this podcast as well. So make sure you subscribe to the podcast, but also go visit solopreneurlife.com. There you'll learn what it takes to build and scale your own business so you can enjoy the freedom and flexibility that comes with the solopreneur life. I'll see you there. Stay awesome.